Hello and welcome back to the back of the pack. Today it's a special episode on the criteria for the race that I'm going to be doing hopefully later this year. So I've broken it down into 3 buckets and here's the plan. So the first criteria or set of items that I'm looking for is, can I actually do this race? So the first question on that front is distance. So I know that I can do marathons. I've done a whole bunch of them. And I know I can't do 100 miles, maybe someday, maybe by the time I'm 60. And I know that I can do 50 Ks, 50 kilometers, because I've done a handful of them. I've done one 100K, just over 60 miles, and that was a bear, but I did get it done. And I'd kind of like to do something different, so maybe a 50 miler. So something in that range is the distance that I'm looking for. The second question on can I do it is the vertical. So when I'm climbing up a mountain, you're going to go up and you're going to go down, and that's to be expected. But some of them, there's a lot of up and a lot of down. And I know from the handful of races that I've done at this distance that if you're going to get above 10,000 feet of total elevation gain, then I'm really going to struggle. On the other side, I don't really want a completely flat race, even though some of those might be pretty along a valley or a river. So I'm looking for something between 3,000 and 10,000. And then the final criteria is time cutoffs. So in lots of races, you have to make it to certain aid stations by certain times, or they ask you to stop. And the 100K race that I did was actually a nice setup because there were other people running 100 miles, and they kept the course open as long as those people running 100 miles were still out there. So if 50 miles or whatever the distance is for the race that I sign up for, if that's the longest that anybody's running is that distance, then there will definitely be time cutoffs. So just based again on some other races that I've done, I think 17 hours is fairly normal. I have to have a quality program to get that done, but if it's going to have a lot of elevation, then that's going to be the minimum I need. And if the elevation is closer to the bottom range, 3,000 feet, then I can probably get away with 15 hours. But what the most I can get is what I'm looking for, because I don't want to be stressing about that at every aid station. So that's category 1. Category 2 is it crew friendly or is it family friendly? So from a timing standpoint, looking for the race to be done at a time that my son and of course my wife and maybe extended family could participate and be part of the crew, and that really narrows the field. I need a good chunk of time here to get back in the rhythm and a good training program, and my son goes off to college in basically beginning of September, so end of August is the perfect time. And then the flip side, he gets out of his quarter basically at Thanksgiving, and so the month of December is also available. So those are the 2 time frames that I'm looking for. Looking for a race that provides the opportunity for a pacer at the end. Again, trying to have opportunity for my son to participate. He likes to do those medium distances. And at the end of the race, when the pacers are allowed, I'm basically power hiking at best. So anyway, looking for the opportunity for that, to get some quality father-son bonding going on. The next part is crew access. So prefer to do a loop. Loops are risky because sometimes as a runner, you get done with a loop and you say that's good enough. But really loops make it much easier for the crew to be in the right place at the right time. If it's a point to point, you can still do that, but sometimes how to access the crews, like the aid stations, can be tricky. Sometimes you have to hike in with stuff, and it just makes it much more complicated. So trying to come up with a very straightforward way for the crew to help me out. And then location. So whenever possible, we try to make the races into a vacation. Had some pretty good luck with that, but some of these races are in remote areas and maybe even require camping, which is not considered a vacation in the rest of the family's books. So trying to find that. So that's category 2. Category 3 is to most bonus topics. First off is I'm on a slow quest to do a marathon distance or greater in every state. I was making pretty good progress on that, got 22 states done. The military sent me overseas, so I started working on a number of countries, got 7 of those done. I'd love to add to that list. So any location that lets me do that would be great. And then the final bonus is trying to qualify for a European race series, if you will. It's called UTMB, and they have various distances. Their shortest distance is OCC, so I'd love to qualify for that. So that's just a matter of completing races that are affiliated with that within a 2-year period. It depends on how difficult the race is, how many points you get. I need 4 points to do it. Now, even if you get the 4 points, you're not in the UTMB race. There's a lottery system, but I'd like to be able to do that. So there you go. That's the criteria. Trying to make sure that can I do it? Is it going to work for the family? And if we get some bonus points, then that's all the better. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned. Hopefully we'll do a video soon that says this is the race that we've signed up for. Until then, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.